Retired Army Major Mike Lyons joining me now. Sir, you are obviously familiar from your time in Desert Storm. War in a desert compared to other locations, it's not something the American people really have an appetite for. Clearly, when we start talking about boots on the ground, after 20 years, Iraq, Afghanistan, and all of that, but now we have the headlines, of course, Marines being deployed to the region, roughly 2,000 or so. Numbers have kind of varied depending on the reports. You have the 82nd Airborne now activated and deploying as well. First off, when you start hearing about those deployments, is this more, in your opinion and thought and history, is this more of a show of force, or is this the potential that we could be looking at boots on the ground?
Well, when we used the vernacular boots on the ground, it often had referred to large formations. The 1st Armored Division, the 3rd Infantry Division that had hundreds of main battle tanks, Bradley fighting vehicles, helicopters, and the like. The kind of boots on the ground, the kind of troops that are going to be going here to do anything will be light troops, airborne troops, special operators, special forces, not long logistical supply chains they will need in order to survive. And it's kind of the next natural step with regard to this military operation that the president has outlined. That environment and can often be one of the most austere places on the planet for sure. But the light troops of them, the airborne troops, the infantry troops, don't have the long logistical supply chains, and they'll have very specific missions once they get there.
When we're talking about specific missions, are we thinking more like raids, objective raids? They go in, they hit specific small targets to potentially gain some sort of an advantage on the ground, whether it's to get rid of other weapon systems that Iran may have to stop our aircraft or other missions.
I see that. I see basically three kinds of missions. I see ones along the Iranian coast, where the Straits of Hormuz is, and that way, kind of taking care of any last military threat, asymmetric threat, smaller arms threat that could possibly hit some of the container ships that are trying to get around the Straits and on to the Arabian Sea. The thing is, any military operation there, if they fire a missile, it's not interceptable. So you have to go and specifically take that ground. You can bomb it as long as you want, but as long as there's individuals there on the enemy side, they have that threat. So I think that's one mission. I think the second mission in particular would be Karg Island and the strategic value that it holds with the refinery plants that are there. It's highly still militarized. There's IRGC units likely still there. But putting troops there would show, obviously show a force. It would show victory from the American side. It would be a difficult, challenging mission to do. I don't anticipate Marines doing a D-Day type beach invasion there. But I do see us continue to hit it militarily for weeks until we can assure that if we did decide to put troops there, that it would be a success.
Obviously, taking Karg Island could be a key component here, but it would it surprise you that Iran would actually attack its own island, despite the critical nature of Karg Island and what it means for their infrastructure and oil supply to the world and what they sell and what it means to their economy. If U.S. troops were able to take the island, we've already seen Iran launching obviously these $20,000, $30,000 drones, a different tactic that we've seen in wars in the past. Attacking their own infrastructure doesn't seem like it would be necessarily out of the question if it does mean, fatalities on our side of things.
Well, it would mean a scorched earth mentality from their side. I'm not sure they would try to defend it, and the United States should try not to destroy it, although that could be in the offing. I mean, the U.S. is very good at fighting wars, especially over the past 20 to 25 years, very good on the military side. But are we good at waging war? And what that means is all the components of national power that could be used to be applied against the enemy. And in this case, the president has delayed the attack of the energy grids, for example, for another few days, another 10 days. April 10th, I believe, is when the date is. And so that's all part of the kind of waging war that I think this administration wants to do. The same thing would apply to Karg Island. If we had Marines and Army Rangers there and they were holding that island and keeping the Iranians from shipping oil and we maintained that refinery, well, then we've captured a major strategic asset that they have there from the military perspective. So I think that that's all in the realm of the possible. Now, again, if the Iranians decide to go after that, I'm not sure how they can. Their ballistic missile capability and intermediate range missiles are very degraded right now, and that's probably not a wise way to wise use of their assets at this point, given where the war is.
Trying to keep the strait open. Obviously, it's not just oil, it's helium, it's fertilizer. There's so many other things that are impacting globally here. From a commander's standpoint, though, what is the biggest concern of potentially putting boots on the ground along the shorelines there to try to keep the strait open? What would be your concerns? Because the terrain there is completely different, obviously, than perhaps what we're used to in certain areas.
Well, in a typical military operation like that, we'd have to land troops, likely coming from the air, airborne troops or helicopters. I don't see, again, a beach type invasion is just has lots of things that could go wrong there. That would be accidents. And then once they're there, making sure they're supported. So you'd have to bring in other military assets that would have to provide long range fires and protect them, and then watch the geography, see if the enemy decides to move a large troop formation, which is also possible. But it's in the southern part of Iran, not that many troops that are there at this point. We've hit a lot of military targets, but you'd have to bring more military assets to the region in order to ensure that those troops will be protected.
And some other experts, who have been speaking about all of this have been talking about, the Iranians with some 900,000, trained soldiers, and the U.S. would have to deploy a half million boots on the ground in order to even stand this fight. Obviously, then you're looking at another 20-year war potentially, a major escalation there. Can the U.S. avoid that without getting more allies also on the line here? Because so many of our allies have said, no, you can't use our base, can't use our country or what have you. Do other countries, need to step up and take part in this if we are going to put boots on the ground?
Yeah, that's unfortunate that other countries have decided not to be involved because we see what Iran has done holds the world hostage when it comes to the Straits. The United States really doesn't have a vested interest in that area, and I think we're doing this at the proper time, given Iran is so weak. I'm not sure Iran can muster those kind of troop formations now either. They would be hammered as well, similar to Desert Storm, similar to what we did back then. And it would just continue to bang away from the air for as long as possible. Perhaps a revolution takes place inside, but it's not always good to bet on that as well. But again, I just don't see that course of action. I think this administration has learned from the past. Will continue to use military assets coming from the air strategically with Israel, high intel targets, and then open up the straits, take one or two key areas of terrain, show that the Americans can do that, and then maybe declare some kind of victory and go from there.
The president has said that, we've already won this, depending on which briefing that he's in or which news conference. He said, we've already won this, but we're going to continue to do what we need to do. When you talk about the win factor, if the U.S. were to just say, all right, we're done and stop the campaign now, is it a win? Or do we find ourselves militarily back in this again? I mean, we've had previous attacks, obviously, on their infrastructure trying to stop this nuclear initiative.
Yeah.
And that's the basis, again, here for this particular attack and an ongoing military campaign. When is that win? From a commanding standpoint, from your standpoint, obviously our troops go by whatever our commanders in chief, decide and comes down the command pipeline. But from your standpoint, looking at this, what is a win?
Yeah, war is an extension of our foreign policy. Our foreign policy says that we want to get some different regime compliance taking place there, destroy their nuclear capability, completely destroy their navy, make sure that they can't threaten their neighbors. The Trump administration is going to want something very visual. I think first and foremost they're going to want it, and it's one of those things where you'll know it when you'll see it. It might be troops planting a flag on Carg Island. It might be some other visual. The fact U.S. troops and Israeli troops have captured some of the enriched uranium that they know is in Iran. We can't stop now and declare victory. I don't think that that's going to cut it. I think the only thing the Trump administration might do is blame the Iranian people for not necessarily rising up just yet. But I think it's still very early in the fight. I think we get lulled into sleep of these fast wars and short wars that take place that just haven't been historically correct, except for one, Desert Storm, which is what we try to always fall back on and think it's going to happen quick. Look, Vladimir Putin thought he was going to take Ukraine in 3 or 4 days, and he's
Right.
still hanging out there for 3 years. So again, I think that there's still a ways to go, lots of military targets to hit, and it's too early to declare victory. A lot of the talk the president makes is to calm the markets as the volatility is just in both sides going up and down, and the oil markets, the energy markets, the equity markets, all of them based on the situation.
We seem to prepare all the time, obviously, from a military standpoint, all the training, and we lay out all the scenarios. With this particular conflict, it almost appears that from a militarily, we didn't expect these drones. Like we knew that they were there. We had our own Lucas drone that was a mock-up of, created from all the things. But it really seems like the drone capability and the drone tactic has been extremely shifting in the way that we're obviously fighting this. Are we underestimating Iran's military, or do you think that, are there more surprises, I guess, around the corner, or do you think that we do have the right position?
Well, it comes down to stockpiles and what's left, and there's really not a lot of ballistic missiles left. There's not a lot of the intermediate missiles left as well. There might be some drones, still out there. Those are kamikaze. Those are just classic asymmetric warfare techniques that they're using at this
Right.
point. The inferior military trying to punch up against the United States. No one wants to fight us conventionally, which is what we're trying to do. I don't think we underestimate it. I think perhaps the Navy will look more for ways to defend against the drones. And perhaps we're looking at other technologies that we brought off the shelf in order to do this. You've heard the Israelis talk about Iron Beam, which looks like it's directed energy at a drone. But it's
Right.
difficult to do. All those technologies are not, battle tested right now. You see right now the drone laboratory is Ukraine versus Russia with tethered drones, with drones that are being knocked out by EMP and knocking their GPS systems out. So there's all different ways. We've brought A-10s to the battlefield there, which is their lower, slow-moving aircraft that are taking out the drones. But it's they have so many of them, and the question is, from a scale perspective, how do you eliminate so many at one time? Again, asymmetrically. We're not going to fire a $4 million missile or take out a $50,000 drone. So we have to figure out a way in order to do that.
It is interesting, though, that the lessons learned in Ukraine from a drone perspective, which drones, of course, took center stage with that conflict, that we are now using Ukrainian technology for basically drone killers, their
Yeah.
drone killer technology in this current
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, it's exactly right, and the fact that the Shahed drones were sent to Ukraine, so we know how they operate from that battlefield. And the combat zone does become a laboratory. I can tell you this: when I was in a combat zone, I could remember all these neat inventions showing up in my firing point, and we were using them. It all comes off the shelf. Well, that's what's taking place right now. That expression that I guess Donald Rumsfeld said, "You go to war with the military you have," is very true. But then sometimes you take things off the shelf. And if there's one thing the United States is very good at, it's innovation. It's our advantage on any fight going forward. If we had to fight the Chinese or anybody, it's our innovation and the fact that we're most of the time always thinking 2 steps ahead, well over the horizon, and being well out in front. I mean, the military is doing very, very well in this conflict. Let's be clear. We're just not satisfied enough because it hasn't been over yet. But we have to recognize that this kind of conflict with 90 million people inside Iran is going to take some time.
Yeah, sure. And of course, now we have the Marines and the 82nd Airborne activated and doing what they do. We'll just have to wait and see where they land, obviously, where they deploy, and what the United States ultimately decides to do with that.
Yeah, and I think they will be used as a show of force. I think waiting some time into April for attacking the energy grids gives them time to get there, get set up, figure out the logistics to support them. Raids, a lot of the missions you had mentioned will likely be what they'll be doing, and they will be important. But no large formations, no Abrams tanks, no helicopters, no very no I don't think opportunity for large mass casualty events that could take place. I think the most important number right now, the administration is 13. That's the number of KIA so far in this conflict. I think, and to keep it that low is just nothing short of a miracle as it is right now, 3 or 4 weeks into this. But I think that's what they're trying to do is keep that number right there.
And you would really need those other armored battalions to be activated and be shipping well ahead of the troops in order to have any type of a ground force that could sustain itself at this point.
Oh yeah, I mean winding up those armor battalions would take months at a time. They'd have to be railed to rail yards to shipping containers, 30 days to get there. And at this point, if you look at the geography, I'm not sure how they'd even get there,
Right.
because you can't get them through the straits. You'd have to get them somehow. When we shipped it last time, we shipped them through the straits into Saudi Arabia, where they were offloaded at the ports there. Well, we're not getting any military equipment through that space.
Right.
Coming through the Mediterranean, you're not road marching across Iraq, so they're somewhat constrained. So bottom line is there'll be no large formations of those kinds of troops, armor brigades, infantry brigades, because you just can't get them from here.
Retired Army Major Mike Lyons and military analyst, thank you so much again for your time and some perspective on the ongoing conflict with Iran. And we'll stay in touch. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. Thanks for having me.